For today's Cyber CEO episode,
this has been the greatest partnership. My Cyberbacker has been taking on hundreds of listings a year, looking the stuff up in the property appraiser, following some templates I gave him, and just keeping track of all these, ordering titles. I mean, I'm still working 24/7, but I at least get to say, hey, order title, hey, put up these listings, and I can just keep talking to my people and establishing relationships and making deals and not getting bogged down with everything that he does. It seems like he enjoys helping build my business, and he reminds me that we're partners, and he's right. When people ask me, how do I get all this done? I'm like, I have this amazing guy halfway around the world reporting to me from 12 hours in the future, as Alexander says it. And I tell him that, my business wouldn't be complete without it. Alexander said there's 3,700 of him. I think Americans need to beware. Man, I love Alexander more than any assistant that I've ever, by 4 or 5, 6 times. It was such a breath of fresh air to hear somebody that actually wanted to work, that wasn't just showing up. There was results. Things are going on my calendar. He likes to work, but it was so efficient. It was like a program with nice manners.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our Cyberbackers helped our Cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Sean, how are you doing today?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate your time today. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners, just like yourself. So I need your help here real quick. Can you tell us something about yourself and your business, Sean?
I'm a real estate agent in Florida. I sell hundreds of properties a year. A lot of them are vacant lots. And not to just sound like an advertisement for you guys, but this has been the greatest partnership. My Cyberbacker has been taking on, hundreds of listings a year, looking the stuff up in the property appraiser, following some templates I gave him to put them up there, uploading some stock photos we have of the neighborhoods, and just keeping track of all these, ordering titles. That's what my whole life consisted of for years before I got him. And now, I'm still working 24/7, but I at least get to say, hey, order title, hey, put up these listings, and I can just keep talking to my people and establishing relationships and making deals and not getting bogged down with everything that he does.
Gosh, just seems like you're having a great experience so far with your Cyberbacker then. How long have you been working together?
I think we're going on a year here.
Going on your first year with Cyberbacker. Now, how did you first find out about Cyberbacker anyway and virtual leverage?
I went through a bunch of American assistants, and it was really disappointing. You could give them, as much as $20 an hour, and they would still act like you were this tyrant that they had to work for. And it sucked. You're giving them more than you've ever been paid to work for somebody else, and they're just not satisfied. And they want to sit on their phones. They want to, just have this real sense of entitlement and lack of work ethic that as soon as I got to talk to Alexander and he's telling me about his college experience. I went to college. You don't have to be a realtor, but I respect the fact that somebody, went and did years of post high school stuff. And man, when I give him stuff, he says, thank you. He says, thank you. And it almost reminds me of being on a cruise because he has that nice cadence to his voice, and just really, it seems like he enjoys helping build my business. And he reminds me that we're partners, and he's right. He's right. When people ask me, how do I get all this done? I'm like, hey man, I don't even want them to think that I juggle all this myself. I tell them I have this amazing guy halfway around the world reporting to me from 12 hours in the future, as Alexander says it. And I tell him that, my business wouldn't be complete without it. And I also, not just because of the $50 referral fee, but I recommend Cyberbacker. Alexander said there's 3,700 of him there. Sure. And I'm like, I I think Americans need to beware. They're about to get replaced on anything that can, paperwork related.
That's
I love
true.
America. Don't worry. I love all this here, but man, I love Alexander more than any assistant I've ever, by 4 or 5, 6 times.
Gosh, right there. Now talk to me more about Alexander though. Just before you got to work with him, because you had to go through our hiring process here, interviews on Zoom, communicating with our career team. How did you make the final decision to partner with Alexander? What was that defining factor?
To be honest, the first one didn't show up on the first day, which was kind of disappointing. I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but I wanted somebody so fast. I waited like for a week and a half for that dude start date, and then when they said it wasn't, like I just looked, and out of the next ones, I just grabbed them. I'm like, man, we're gonna make this work. And then I had a different partner at the time. I ended up being the one who just kind of went over what we do and everything. And like, I'll tell you what, it didn't take very much. He did everything right pretty much the first time, and on the times that he didn't, I would just tell him what he did wrong, and the next time it would be right again. It was almost like debugging a program. I hate to reduce it to that or anything, but it was so efficient. It was like a program with nice manners.
There we go. Now, more about your Cyberbacker then, Alexander. Talk to me about tasks. What are the tasks that you leverage off to your Cyberbacker every day then, Sean?
Sometimes these guys will give me, 13 lots at a time. I'm on 2 MLSs. So all I got to do is send him the list of tax IDs and prices. He logs into all of my stuff, and he's able to see what the commissions are. He's able to, I taught him how to find the information. That way, all I have to do is basically when someone signs a listing agreement back with me, I have to send them a copy back, and I copy him on it. And I tell them, hi, thanks for choosing me and _Keller_Williams. And then underneath it, I put, hi, Alexander, please put this on both MLSs, put it in command. Or if it's a contract, I say order title so they can see that I have a guy working with me that they can reach out to. Yeah. He has an American phone number if they do need to call. Most people don't really call him. I have him doing more paperwork than talking to people, but he's doing the listings, and then he orders the titles. Cause again, he puts all the stuff in my office. My office is like 15 minutes away from me, but I send everything halfway around the world for him to send halfway back to my office, and they can coordinate, anything for my commissions and all that stuff. And so, and then I also have him putting stuff up on Facebook, and just every now and then we come up with some, somebody will need some research done, and I can just send an email and say, find this out. Some of these guys have like 40 properties that they've gradually put on, and they want a list of everything that's active, everything that's pending. Like they can't keep track of their own stuff. Now, all of a sudden he has to figure that out too. And I'm just like, figure it out, dude. You know how to make a spreadsheet. You went to college. and he does it.
Gosh, so basically a lot of paperwork then, and a lot of those admin stuff. Now, I know you're going on your first year with Alexander. Of course, he's still gonna want to do more to help your business grow. So do you have any future plans, or let's say any new tasks that you're thinking about letting him do in the future?
If I ever have to expand and get another Cyberbacker, then I would expect him to teach the next one everything that he learned. So that I would throw that into the mix. I'm not sure if I'm at that point yet, because right now I'm not sure if I'm using every minute. But when it gets to the point that, like, if someone gives me just way too many of them, then I'll just have to get another one, and then I'll count on him in the middle of having too many to begin with to train his, whoever's going to help him do the rest.
Gosh, but it's going to be very exciting for the future. Of course, more growth, of course, for the business right there. Now, how about the partnership that you have with Alexander? Because it seems to me that you've already created this very strong bond with each other. So my question is, how did you create that successful partnership with someone who's virtual?
He likes to work. Like, that's what we do. My girlfriend likes to work. I like to work. We even work on the weekends. He doesn't have to work on the weekends, but we do. And it was such a breath of fresh air to hear somebody that actually wanted to work, that wasn't just showing up and, I got to be attentive for 8 hours. Like, he was like, there was results. Things are going on my calendar. Things are, at some point I might have him start setting appointments for me. I've thought about doing that. And I've even thought about having him. I got a lot of wholesalers right now that are getting things under contract and reassigning it. And man, I mean, they're making more money than I am. I've thought about sicking him on that. I don't know.
Gosh, this is going to be very, very exciting for the partnership. Again, more success to the partnership. Now, one last thing, though, before we end today's interview, one last question. I know it's only been a year that you've been working together with Cyberbacker, but what's been the biggest impact of virtual leverage in your business so far in the first year?
Just not feeling like I'm constantly behind. I was putting up all these listings myself. And, when they would send me 13 of them, I'm sitting there trying to put up 13 listings. I'm pretty fast. I can put them up in about 5 minutes a piece. But at the same time, I'm getting phone calls from other people, and it was kind of stressing me out a little bit. A lot. Like I would go to the doctor. I'd be like, dude, I'm stressed. And he's like, what's going on? And like on cue, my phone would ring. I'd be like, that's happening. I can't even get through a conversation without another conversation. And then call waiting will let a third call waiting come through at the same time. That shouldn't even be a feature. That's just going to give me a heart attack. So I think we've slowed down my heart rate a bit. And I just feel like I have somebody too. I even went through a divorce while I had Alexander, and I'm sitting there having him change some things on my partnership because that was my wife. And like, I felt like he was my friend through it. You know what I mean? Like he's sitting there telling me about his home life and about, how they don't have divorce in the Philippines. And, but I feel like he's my friend. If he's faking it, he's doing a great job.
Now, not just a partner, but also a friend right there in Alexander, your Cyberbacker. Now, we've been talking about him for a while, and for sure he's going to be listening and watching this once we have it online. So I was wondering, do you have any special messages or a quick shout out you'd like to give out to Alexander?
Oh, he knows it. Keep up the good work, bro. You're really helping me out, and I hope I can just keep you for as long as I possibly can. I plan on doing this for the next couple decades if you're not busy.
There we go. Now, Sean, we are very, very excited to see the continued success of this partnership all throughout the years. And again, thank you very much for dropping by. I had fun talking to you.
Awesome. Call me anytime.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.